Hi everyone, my hair is a mess and I am here to make a video for you and to fill you in on the things that I left off on the last video. So number one, remember we talked about gold, like you, the non-narcissistic person is perfectly capable of piecing yourself back together again because you can heal. The narcissistic personality type that's pathological will never heal. My mother is one of them. And I didn't realize that until August of 2022. And so therefore, after becoming fully in the know, absorbing it, giving up the cognitive dissonance that I was actually raised and groomed to be the perfect narc bait, because I was born into a viper pit. Until I knew that fully, I was always working on myself. Every relationship, I worked on myself. He's complaining. What can I do to make things better, right? Well, let's just go back to the fix yourself and put it back together with gold. It's called KINTSUGI. You can get your very own KINTSUGI kit. And this one is pricey, but I wanted you to know at least what it was. And it says you can go to pojstudio.com. It looks like a J. And it's 133. And it's the art of KINTSUGI. Did I pronounce that right? I doubt it. Basically, that which is broken can be pieced back together with gold and become better than it was originally. So that's how I feel about my situation. And I did promise to talk about the signs that that individual is indeed a potential narcissist. And it's very, very simple once you figure it out. They give as little energy as possible to secure the relationship. And the children of narcissistic abuse are overly, we're overly giving. Because we're overcompensating for perceived lack in our being, because we've been groomed and conditioned to think that we're not offering anything. So we are very incredibly amazing. Pull up a chair, get a cup of cuppa. I'm having a wicked good beer. I'm not promoting drinking, but I'm a human and I do partake. Now, some of you know that I've been married several times, twice, and the third one I was not going to marry because I saw the writing on the wall, but I did have a very large financial loss. But more than that, I had a loss of years that I could have spent building my community where I lived rather than going back and forth to his. But chalk it up to experience, lesson learned, bridges thankfully burned, and I'm on to my next journey. Okay? So there's a dog barking. Hey, Lily! Woo! Woo, woo, woo! Wait. Here, Lily. Right here, right here. Lily, right here. She just likes to bark and know I'm here, you know? She's not really interested in coming in. Not at all. And it's too cold for me to go outside and enjoy myself. Hey, Lily! Woo, 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 woo! I see you. Have fun. Have fun. And I can't read dog right now. I see you. Okay. right, so all narcissistic people, my partners, all of them had these ideas in their head that weren't right. And because of the way we accommodate them, we actually consider it. Mistake number one. So these signs that they're narcissists is less about them being narcissistic and more about us learning to have our checks and balances. Like that dog, that's a dog is a rescue dog. And a little bit, and you have to treat it a little bit differently. But you also don't want to I know. Consider humans as dogs because they're not. Dogs are trainable. These narcs aren't at all. No. Terrible, terrible human beings who are damaged forever. What are you gonna do, Will? So we're walking back. I want to talk to you more. So let me tell you that I'm off the online dating, but men find me anyway. They're coming out of the woodwork. And I went to an event in my town, and there was a man that found me, and he expressed interest in doing activities with me. And I foolishly, and this is where the list is less about them and more about how I respond, my conditioned response, which is, what can I do to make this person feel more at home since they just moved here? I'm learning that it's best not to offer anything to these creatures. Don't offer any assistance when they're not asking you directly for it. Our mistake is that we are so generous to a fault that we offer this help. We're automatically saying, well, let me show you around this town. Let me do, and then you are overextending yourself. Every single partner that I have had that has the pathological narcissism, every single one, had some situation where I was, oh, let me help you. So let's get over our need to help them. The words people pleasing, that doesn't really work for me. I don't really like that one. Essentially, we have a propensity to please, but we're not people pleasers en masse. Au contraire. We tend to focus on that person that somehow has come into our sphere, who has shown an interest in us, we imagine. All right? So I'm at this event, and I meet this man, and I notice his eyes, and that's what all of the narcissists, but for the self-righteous overt one, which I didn't recognize as overt. As you recall, my father was pussy whipped and castrated, and so a man who showed any strength of character, actually I was deceived in thinking he was a man, more of a man than the other ones. In other words, other men. But no. The commonality between all three is that they have their circle of friends, which is their comfort zone. And those friends of theirs, they will act and respond in a way completely different when they are in unfamiliar territory. All of them. So if you're not sure about a human being in your life, in this case, I don't know anything about women. I'm a woman. And I don't actually like most women as far as the way they smell, the way they act. I'm an athletic woman. I don't like most of them as love interests at all. And I don't like most women as friends. They have to actually meet a certain, they have to be free thinkers. They have to not smell like fake perfume, and they can't have their hair in really strange fashions. And if they wear stiletto heels, they have to only be my daughter-in-law when she's going out to a fancy schmancy restaurant, and then I'm babysitting my granddaughter, and then I see her take off her shoes and she's wincing in pain. That's the only time. Oh, and by the way, if any of you don't know already, the only time I wore heels that high was when I was paid the big bucks. Because yes, I stripped my way through college. And yes, men really do confuse a stripper for a whore. I will tell you that last male, the toxic one that's got DTs now, the loser, the one that was Harlequin, the David, the one that was sexy. Oh my gosh, he should have stayed with that. No, you know something I found out? All women who ever came to know him ran for the hills. All of them. Anyway, I digress. I got started on high heel shoes. Yeah. I like women as friends. But if they're wearing fake perfume and they have awful hygiene habits, such as just like a lot of heterosexual women are crazy. So it turns out that the ones that are more earthy, that hike, that camp, that tent, they're more my kind. I like the athletes. And yeah, I definitely sidestepped there, but like I said, pull up a cuppa, take it easy. We're all putting ourselves back together again. Some of us with gold. And I don't wish any ill will upon the ex, because, I mean the latest, because his life is a living HELL. And I don't have any empathy anymore. I have pity. I deny it sometimes. But you don't hold it. You don't hold it in your heart after everything they put you through. After all the lying they've done, all the deceit. And they lie so much they can't keep their lies straight. What I've discovered is that my silence does speak for me. I just won't talk sometimes. I'll listen. And to a narcissist that may appear as a acquiescence, but it's so I can avoid conflict. I don't avoid conflict, and I'm more than happy to address a situation, and I've done that with sane adults. But the commonality of all narcissists is that you cannot have a give and take conversation with them. All right, so the list. You meet them, they think you're the best thing ever. They agree with everything. And they adore you. But then they could only relate to their friends. Your friends are always subject to jealousy. They suspect all of your friends, even the women. Because the friends are taking away from their attention that you should be giving to them. That man I met, like I told you, with the eyes out in public, I mentioned it in a video, that I met him at a shopping event and I could feel him reeling me in energetically. There's an energetic pattern to these guys. And you can feel it. It's just like you're a fish and they're like fly fishing. So I went over and sat next to him, and he's like, I wondered when you were going to stop wasting your energy and come pay attention to me. Wasting my energy? I wasn't wasting my energy. I'm an introvert, and I've learned not to waste my energy in a crowd. I basically ground myself and become interested in what I'm interested in. But there's a tell. So the narcissistic personality type looks at your energy as fuel for them. And if it goes anywhere else, of course it's wasted. It's not on them. So I met this guy, and I thought, okay, he's cute, but he was short. And then he told me what he did, and I looked him up on LinkedIn, and he had said he just moved there, but the lie was that he didn't just move there. What's the definition of just moved there? He had been over a year, and I'm quite certain he had a woman already with him, meaning in his life, and he was getting ready to do the discard. So they act all evasive. So if a man meets you, acts interested in getting to know you, acts, A-C-T-S, like an actor, and then doesn't give you any other personal information at all, and it's through an email conversation, red flag. He's got a woman. He's living with a woman. She's living with him. He's getting ready to do the discard, or he's dating somebody and getting ready to do the discard. And that's what I found out about that last one that I had, is that he had me on a conveyor belt of pussy because I gave up my pussy all too easily. My fault. My bad. Sex is sacred. And at the time, I didn't realize it because I was coming off of a marriage in which sex was withheld. Yes, the man withheld it to control me. Imagine that, motherfuckers. Most men, all you hear about, it's like, okay, I don't know what the narcissistic female is all about. But the difference between her being narcissistic and the woman, sweet me, being with a narcissistic man is that the man could kill me. And I don't think you have to worry about that, guys, unless she's armed. Yeah? So these guys have no idea. We go on a date and they have to worry about her being fat and ugly rather than looking like her photographs. No, we have to worry about being Mickey'd and date raped. That's a big difference. So like the men, it's like, ugh, I can't deal with your like wah stories. Because us women who've been through it, we've been through more hell than you. And yeah, we have. Because we are physically at danger. Okay? We are physically at risk. You can't say that. Not unless you're dating one of those influencers and she happens to be blonde and crazy with knives, like that one that likes black guys. I'm not even gonna go into Match. When I did do online dating, Match would not allow me to say, I'm a white enthusiast. That was hate speech. Match did not allow me to say, I want a real man. That was hate speech. Match did not allow me to say, I prefer my race. All others need not apply. I like this color. I don't want brown. I don't want Latino, Peruvian, anything that's dark. No, I need white. I love Russians. The Ukrainians that escaped to the United States of America way back, they're messed up. My second husband was a part of that lineage. And I'm sure Ukrainian men that stayed in their country are gorgeous, but the ones that fled, assholes, all of them. Drunks, assholes, and wife beaters. So all narcissists have a backstory. They all have mommy issues. Husband number 1, mommy issues. Husband number 2, mommy issues. Boyfriend number 3, who proposed to me so many times, I kept saying, no, mommy issues. The sandpaper dick guy, the 40-year-old something, who I thought, okay, well, you know, all bets are off. Maybe something could happen. Maybe I'll get a razz. Maybe this will be interesting. Mommy issues. So they all have mommy issues. When you talk to these guys and they have mommy issues right away, just go, oh, honey, I hope you straighten that out someday. Of course they won't. If they talk about their exes, all right, so the wild-eyed guy that I met that came out of the woodwork when I sat down, and he's like, well, I'm glad you finally stopped wasting your energy to sit down next to me or whatever. I went plugged right in. And I was like, okay, so you were married, you know, married 14 years to a woman, meaning he married late, first of all. And then he says, I've left her because she's an alcoholic. She drinks too much. And I immediately, I'm like, oh, you drove her to drinking, did you? I went to a play with him. I said, not with him, but I went to a play, and I said, hey, I'm going to this play. If you want to get to know me, or no, I said, if you want to come see the play too, this is where I'm going to be. And if you want to meet before, I'll be available at this time. So he agreed to meet, and we met a half an hour before the play started in the lobby of the venue. And I was talking to people, and you know, the guy, when they act nervous, they act like they've got a better place to be, all of them, except for even the second one, he would always go like this. He had this nervous habit. He would go like that. So they all shuffle in their shoes. They all sort of pace. None of them can stand still. It's amazing how cookie cutter they all are, with their own flair. I'm serious. They all have similar antics. The inability to stand still and be in one place and just be at ease. It escapes all of them. They're always creating some sort of muck-a-muck. So the guy I met out of the woodwork, the crazy guy, the guy that I'm like thinking, oh yeah, you drove your wife to drinking? And then I'm like, okay, he's not giving me any personal information. And then the emails, initially he's like writing paragraph 1, paragraph 2. It's then like one sentences. And it was then that the lights went on. Thank you, God. Thank you, guides. And I wrote in an email to him, I go, I've overextended myself to you. And if you're interested in getting to know me as a human being, please make your intentions known. Otherwise, our cross paths end here. I never heard from him again. Yep. Yeah, they're a mess. So other men have reached out to me in emails that another person found me on LinkedIn, and he's like, I want to be in love. We only have so many years left. This is through LinkedIn. And I would read his presentations, which is what I call his emails. This way, Lily, come on. I would read his presentations, and he essentially, let her out. There's the dog. You can go play. I'm not ready yet. Oh, I know you want me to play. I'm not going to play yet. I'm going to go back out. All right, no, she's going to stay that way. Nope, I'm not going to let you back in yet. So she's a rescue dog. I had this book I was writing. Well, it was a pamphlet on the rescue man. This is before I knew what narcissistic abuse was. And I was like, do you really want to deal with this rescue man? And this is what you're going to have to deal with. Constant ego stroking, constant letting them know that things are okay, constant letting them know that you love them. So no more. So you got to watch yourself. You got to not offer help unless you're asked directly, and then consider it. Do not loan them any money. You'll never see it again. And in fact, it's best that you don't do anything for them at all. At all. At all. Don't even make them a picnic until they've proved themselves. And how do they prove themselves? Well, they're going to prove themselves by actually being interested in you, by investing in you, by actually doing something for you, without expecting sex. So they all expect sex. They all expect you to give them your attention freely, just for existing, while they will give you nothing. And because you are a child of a narcissistic abuse, most likely, you're not going to recognize it because you've always given and given and given and given and given, because that was your programming, right? My hair's a mess. And yes, I play with my hair. It comforts me. And one guy that I met, this is, I tried the online dating thing. He was like, when a woman plays with her hair, it means she's interested in you. I didn't say anything. I was like, that's bullshit. And then I won't go into at great length and great detail, but I will say that if a man has all of his cans facing the same way and everything is the same and all of his movies are violent and all of his music is acid rock, he's a violent guy. Run, go away, get a police escort if you have to. He's no good for you. He's no good for you at all. Yeah, so depending upon how deep you get into it, the superficial things is that they will minimize the amount of energy that is required to get you to invest your energy in them. The more energy you give them, the less they give you. That means time. That means reaching out. They're nothing to write home about, girls. They're terrible people. They're terrible people. And when they're not with their friends and they're with yours, they're void. They will probably find something wrong with your friends. They will criticize your friends. They will demand that you only hang out with them because aren't they good enough? Yeah. They will say all manner of things that are baloney just to be able to jerk your chain. Little Lily the rescue dog. Yeah. So I will try to put this together more formally but I had to like do my day, do my work, and then I didn't wash my hair today. And I sleep right here, and I get this, I have this little tiny colic that just rises up. And then my hair looks good for 2 days after I wash it. This is like day 3. I didn't have to see, oh no, I saw clients. When you wear your hair back, I wear my hair back, it doesn't really require modeling, but I like it down, you know, when the hair is down, it feels better. There was something else I wanted to tell you, but the dog is barking and I'm getting distracted. Oh yeah, you heard about the video, the email that I wrote that guy, which was essentially, are you interested in getting to know me? If not, our cross paths end here. I said that. Good job, cat. And, oh yeah, the guy on the email that found me through LinkedIn, he was working for a pharmaceutical company, and he wanted a woman who could, get this, it's like, she can dress in jeans and she's comfortable in evening wear as well. I want a wash and wear girl who can be both glamorous and camping. I can do all of that. But what are you made of, motherfucker? Probably very little. Probably you're highly demanding and underperforming. Probably you're gonna demand I give you sexual favors while you fall short. Probably you will blame me for your limp dick. I've experienced it all. So we're gonna talk about sex too in the future. What I discovered is this: as long as you're not dildo hooked, which is an addiction, and you haven't desensitized your vag with these crazy, woman-hating, latex, plastic, disgusting, poisonous things, you're gonna have sensitivity if you're not using them. You'll be desensitized if you're using them. What you wanna do is instead learn the art of self-pleasure. You wanna learn about the inner flute, and you wanna learn about mano a mano, and the imagination and how glorious it feels to actually be in your body as the gorgeous, beautiful representation of the Mother, Father, God, in this case, the divine female, in your own body. And this is what I have to tell you, which is a true confession. And listen up. I don't have sex with myself every day, meaning self-pleasure. It's when my body says it's time. And it is glorious, it is revitalizing, it is healthful to me. And I have multiple orgasms, not on demand, but as if I'm in the waves of the most beautiful, ecstatic ocean, where I'm feeling the grace and the goodness of how I've been designed, which is, I'm having more pleasure with my body without a man who is undeserving of it. I'm having so much more sexual and sensuous pleasure without him, that narcissistic guy. And I don't ever require a man ever again, because I seriously believe there is a shortage of the true man on this planet. And so I'm not waiting for him. There is no Prince Charming. There is no king to give me my status as a queen. I am not a queen. I'll leave that to the gay guys and the black women. I am divine, and I'm holy, and I have put myself back together with gold. And you can too.